everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Alter Ego Podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin, and with me, as always, is Mike.
It's a Mark.
Sounds like I said Mike there, but I didn't. I said Mark.
It's not Mike, it's Mark.
And Ryan.
Hola.
And with us, as always, is the lovely Megan. Honey? Honey?
She gone.
Oh, she's not here. What a loser.
That chair is folded up and against the wall.
She told me, please don't talk trash about me because I'm not here. Joke's on you, honey. Anybody who's not here gets trash talked. I'm sorry.
Hey, take it easy on her. She's got a migraine, man.
Does she?
I don't
Does
know.
she?
His name is Jack Austin.
No.
Heyo. She has two little migraines at home, ages 11 and 10. So, yeah, but she's not here today. She will be sorely missed, I guess. And we're going to go through with the podcast without her, somber and sad. You know,
It's been a
who
while
else?
since she hasn't been on the podcast.
It's been a very long time. And I think she was very upset to not be here. But you know what? You snooze, you lose.
I bet she took a lot of notes, too. Like, she has the most research of anybody.
Nope,
So,
not true.
not true?
She write her notes.
it's
She
true.
write your notes for you.
She does not write my notes for me, no.
Oh.
The internet writes my notes for me.
Oh.
Wikipedia writes your notes for you?
You know who does write my notes for me?
Who's that?
Tony Anello's Southern Italian Cuisine and Grill is a hidden gem that's family-owned and operated on the outskirts of St. Petersburg at 1136 Pinellas Bayway South, Tierra Verde, Florida. This is a must-try for a homemade Italian lunch or dinner. Just remember to bring your appetite because the portions are very generous. Call for a reservation today at 727-867-3577 and check out TonyAnellos.com. I'm so sorry. The promo code is over at this point. You missed it because we're not in October. We're in NoVenomber.
Which is ridiculous, because we're finally going out for our 6-person date,
Yeah.
and we can't
And
use
we
the
can't
promo
use the
code.
code.
I know.
I thought about that the other day, too.
Son of a bee.
Yeah. And you know what else is really scary about that?
What's that?
Ford Supply Company.
Ooh.
And
I
the
got
episode
chills.
being sponsored by Ford Supply. Makers of all natural and organic soaps for men with scents like Tropical Teakwood, Citrus IPA, Cypress Pine, Transient Road Scum, Bloodspurt, Nipple Nickel, and more.
Ooh.
Visit their website at FordSupply.com to order online and use promo code AlterEgo to get 10% off your order still. Ford Supply. Ford Soap. Real soap. No bullshit. I always screw that up.
You said it right the first time, then
And it was-
corrected yourself.
And it was so scary because I did the ads backwards.
Yeah,
You
I was
know
going
what?
to say, normally it's
I
first.
know.
First.
You changing
I
it
know.
up, man.
I wanted to see you guys go, what happened?
Oh, my God.
What happened?
But I did set you up for a nice segue. So.
Is the soap done no longer supplying us? I know you'd have been upset about that, Ryan.
I would have been very upset without the
Ryan and the soap Don, they get close. He puts his products on his body. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Honestly, can't wait to get home after being at work and not being able to go home and shower. I got to borrow that.
Finally,
shit to
you're
see,
excited to have running water again back in the
Oh,
house.
yeah, rubbing myself.
It's going to be great. I smell great. So, yeah, as you see by the title of this episode and the fact that it's probably some really badass art, courtesy of K's Media, it's NoVenomber. We're here.
And
Woo,
you know
we
what's funny?
made it.
As I was thinking today, Picktober was a complete sham.
Why?
'Cause
How
technically,
dare you?
technically, we're not in November yet. But by the time the people hear it, it'll be November.
You don't even know that.
We're a
Oh,
little premature, but, you know,
but
we're
I do know.
professionals.
Okay. Well,
Well,
we are
I was
back
like,
in
damn.
time. So as you're listening to this,
We
we
dropped the
are
ball.
back in time. But technically, as you're listening to this, it is November. So Ryan is still wrong.
We're only a few days back.
It's a
in time.
technicality.
It is a technicality. But
But welcome to NoVenomber, everybody.
yes, I am a massive fan of Venom. He's one of my favorite comic book characters, not only
Really?
aesthetically, but in the comics. And I think he's just visually amazing. I like his character arc and all the things that he and Eddie Brock go through. And
Nerd.
you know, yes, I hear it all the time, man. And before we get into the news, I figured I'd ask some Venom trivia questions. These are difficult. You
Oh.
can't use the internet. I don't expect any of you to get the answer right. If you do, you are looking at the internet, more specifically the internet that I looked at to find the answer to these questions.
I mean, who cares about Venom? He's like right down there with Batman.
Wow.
Wow. How dare you?
You know what? I'm just gonna start being the heel.
Ryan's
Whatever you guys
antagonist.
like, I'm just going the opposite.
Wait till your next Picktober, buddy. Wait till your next Picktober. We're still waiting for the debate episode about Endgame. I can't wait for that.
I can't wait.
All right, so here's the first one.
You've been waiting.
So, as most comic book folks know, there are more than one symbiote, and they all kind of come from the same heritage or linear, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So how many symbiotes have been shown in Marvel Comics? Like, given a name and a character, somebody on the screen.
See, that's kind of gotten away
just
from me
like
in recent
what's
time.
been shown. Like, and you can ballpark it, but I am looking for a number. I mean, obviously, Venom, Carnage, Anti-Venom, the big ones are there, but
Proper
there's more
name?
than that. Yeah, proper name. Not like what you've seen in most recent Venom issues where they go, there's a symbiote god, and they show the planet, and there's millions of them. Nothing like that. I'm talking actual characters.
I would say
symbiote characters, not hosts, symbiotes. That's an important distinction.
I'm going to say 9.
That's what I was going to go with, but I'm going to change to 12.
It's higher.
Really?
Yeah. I did not know this. When I saw that, way lower. You were a lot closer the first time.
20?
When I originally looked very close, the number is 17.
17?
Yeah.
That's a lot more than I've heard of.
I was like, what? Hello? I did not know that. Now
I know like the basic 6 or 7.
Right.
The top tier ones.
Yeah. For me, when I think symbiotes, I think Scream, Riot, Venom, Carnage. Anti-Venom, Toxin, and right
That's
then
pretty much all I can really
start
think of off
thinking.
the top
I
of
got
my
to start
head.
thinking after that.
Hold on, Anti-Venom is a completely different.
Yes,
Yes,
he's
sir.
a completely different symbiote.
Huh.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a BA.
Consider
Oh, yeah.
yourself known.
Yeah.
Man, Anti-Venom.
So here's another question, follow-up question: how many hosts have worn symbiotes? And this could be if Venom jumped
50
on all
Venom.
3 of us, that all of us count as hosts.
I would say 42 and a half.
42 and a half. You're a little high.
Little high. Okay. 41 and a half.
36.
Perfect. A little lower than that.
35.
27.
Mm.
And I wrote down some names that I was really surprised to see on this list when I was reading it. And I got this from Marvel, from their website, list of all the hosts and all that kind of stuff.
Friend of the show, Marvel.
If you don't like it, big fan of the show, Feige, Marvel, all of them. This is on in their break rooms across Marvel Studios. Red Hulk. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross has worn the Venom symbiote. I was like, damn,
Ooh.
I got to check that out.
Yeah, that
Show me
sounds
that in
dope
the
as hell.
SCU or the MCU.
Another top tier one, Franklin Richards.
Oh, why would he need a symbiote?
He doesn't need one.
But he just chose to have one?
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, not he chose to have one. I mean, Venom
chose
jumps
to have
on you
him.
and bonds onto you,
Well, that's
right?
true, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of how it goes.
Against your will.
Yeah. I really dig that because Franklin Richards is super powerful. So for him to already have that and then have a symbiote jump on him. Here's
That's
another
game
one
over right
that
there.
I thought was really cool. Drax the Destroyer.
That man is unstoppable. With a
I was like,
symbiote.
oh. Yeah.
Which one did he have on him? Do you know?
Venom.
He had Venom on him?
Venom. He had the
Wow.
original Venom on him, yeah. And actually, this is where I've gotten all this information from here, marvelfandom.com. And they go into all kinds of good stuff. The
Venom,
last
a
one that
Clintar.
really surprised me that has worn Venom, it shouldn't, but it did.
Spider-Man.
Cletus Cassidy.
Oh, he's been Venom before?
Right? I
I've
was
missed
like,
out on a lot of Venom
Wait a
books.
minute. Cletus and Venom? I mean, like, was
Wow.
this on purpose? You know what I mean? Is this like a life or death thing where you had to? I was very intrigued to see that name on the list.
I'm going to research that a little bit.
And I have the
because-
list here, too, that I can go over of hosts that kind of threw me off. Wait a minute, where are we? Here we go, hosts. Eddie Brock,
Mhm.
Bruce Banner,
Oh.
Yep.
Mercurio, don't know who that is. Arthur Douglas,
Mhm.
Drax the Destroyer,
Mm-hmm.
Rocket Raccoon, and apparently when he jumped on Rocket, he had 2 big rocket machine gun arms. He didn't even have
Oh.
arms. He just gave him big machine guns for arms. I was like, that's badass.
Love that.
Down the list, Groot.
Oh.
He's jumped on an unnamed Skrull. Samson, pretty strong dude.
Mm-hmm.
Franklin Richards, Sue Storm, so Franklin's mom, Jen Walters, who is the She-Hulk. Reed Richards, which is pretty damn cool.
That's cool, too.
Carol Danvers.
Wow.
What?
Scorpion. Mac Gargan is his name. But
He was on him for a while.
Yeah, he was on him for a long time. Quentin Beck, Mysterio.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a Venomized Mysterio. Peter Parker, nobody's surprised by that. Wade Wilson, Deadpool. Cletus Cassidy. Flash Thompson, who's one of my favorites as a Venomous Flash. I thought Flash did a great job. General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross. Cal Henriksen, don't know who that is. Peter Parker, obviously. Otto Octavius, which that sounds pretty OP
crazy.
as well. Angelo Fortunato, don't know who that is. Anne Whaling, which I read a little bit of like the long history of Venom today, and her story's kind of interesting as well. Leonard Eckhart, Lee Price. Lee Price's was another good one. He's an ex-Army Ranger, and he was able to completely dominate Venom.
Oh.
Like do everything that he wanted Venom to do first time. Venom couldn't have any influence over this guy, which I thought was a pretty cool story arc. So,
That's cool.
I have a couple more questions for you. So, Eddie Brock is not the first person to wear the Venom symbiote. Most people think that it's
Peter Parker.
Spider-Man.
It's not?
It's not Spider-Man. Secret Wars went way, way back and tell us the first person, according to this fandom website, the first person to don the Venom suit. And it is not Peter Parker. His name is on that list of hosts, and that's another giveaway. It is a he, and it's somebody that you reacted to when I said their name.
Franklin Richards?
No.
Trying to think of who else would be in that issue.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people in that issue.
There's a lot of people that I just named, 27. I'll just go ahead and it's not somebody you expect. When I read it, I was like, what? And then I went back and read it, I was like, oh, okay, they did a time jump thing.
Hit me with that surprise.
Deadpool.
I was going to say Wade
Oh, really?
I was like, what?
That's cool.
Deadpool was the first guy?
I don't remember that.
Me neither. Last bit of Venom trivia. What's Venom's first appearance in comics? First appearance.
Spider-Man 298?
You are a little high, but it is a Spider-Man comic, and it is in the 200s.
What is it?
252.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I remember in 298, they showed like the silhouette
Yeah.
of somebody, and they're like, we're coming to get you. And that's the
probably
first
him coming
time
back.
I remember Venom.
Yeah. My first encounter with Venom, which I think is a good segue before we get into the news. You know what? Let's get into the news first. We're diving way too deeply into Venom.
I was going to say, we got a whole month. We got a buffer.
Yeah, we
Put some
really
news
do.
in
We
here.
got to talk about other stuff. So let's go into the news here.
Jack, read me the news.
Hey guys, here we are, Jack in the News here at that's Alter Ego Podcast. No, that's the Google
Is
button. I wouldn't dare.
Jack in the News, your new
wouldn't
cover band?
Dare commit heresy like that.
Jack in the News.
People are like, I heard the Google song. You better Google something. Here's my first one. Little news out of the Xbox world. They showed some demos of some of their technology.
How'd that
and
go?
how things work. If you're an Xbox fan, fantastic.
Awesome.
It went really, really well. Here's something that really took me by surprise. Is this little ditty in the image. If you go to our Facebook page, take a look. This is somebody holding just a controller.
Oh, wow.
With a little adapter on top of the controller that allows you to play your game, almost like you're walking around with a damn Game Boy.
Yeah, it's like it's a
the
dock for your phone.
It's
That's
a
crazy.
dock for your phone, and you can play Xbox right from your phone. And
So how
I
do you
got
do
to
that?
imagine, is Apple under that family, right? They are, right?
No, that's Microsoft and Apple. Those are two
Different things.
very
yeah.
big competitors.
Yeah?
I want to say that's actually only for Android too. As
But
of
that's
right
an
now.
Apple phone in the photo.
Yeah.
That's an iPhone.
Yeah. Looks just
Okay.
like an iPhone.
So Microsoft and Apple couldn't be any further apart when it comes to
But
to computers and things
xCloud,
like
though.
that.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're supporting it because
Of course.
They're
Why
all-
wouldn't they?
because when you buy the app for $14.99 or whatever it is, they get half that anyways.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought that was so cool.
That's really cool.
I mean, granted, I'd rather play it on my television with my headset on and talking to my buddies. But, occasionally when it's time to go to bed and you just can't shut your eyes, playing a little Rocket League on your controller sitting by your bed, that'd be pretty dope.
See, that's cool because I know a lot of people like that. Like, I have a Switch that I love. I've never played it out of the dock. I've always played it sitting in front of my TV.
Same.
Are you kidding me?
Where do you play this? Like, do you sit in your car and play this game? Like, what do you do?
Hey, honey, let's watch this movie. I don't give a fuck about this movie. Grab my Switch.
Oh, my God.
Hey, honey, you want to watch Grey's Anatomy? All right. I'm good, son. Turn on
Well,
Zelda,
see, now I'm getting a little glimpse into my future because I'm only engaged. I have not been married yet, so I see what's coming soon.
Well, that's
that thing
a dangerous,
sits on the edge of my
dangerous grounds that Ryan is on is what I'd like to call that.
He likes to play on the ledge?
Well, yeah.
I do. I live on the wild side. I'm scared of her. She's only 5'2", bro.
I just sit and watch whatever it is patiently. Like, love you, babe. Because I play an exorbitant amount of Xbox. So
you make
I
up the
wait
difference?
until she goes, I'm not watching anything. You can play. She's not even done with that sentence.
And
I'm
then
like, cool, got it. You know what I mean?
You hear the Xbox startup sound?
Yeah. She's not here, and I'm not buttering her up just because she's not here, but she's extraordinarily patient with the Xbox business, man. Because especially when new games come out,
Same with
Overwatch has been an amazing thing because they come out with brand new skins. It's gotten to the point where she's like, I want to see the skins.
So she likes being a second party to that kind of stuff.
She does.
Yep.
That's awesome.
She does. And there was kudos to the PlayStation world. There was this game called Last of Us, and she would ask me, Last of Us 1, she would ask me to play that. This game called Last of Us. If you're listening to the show, you probably know what Last of Us is.
I've never heard of it. Tell me more.
Tell me more. How does it go? And it looks so good. And it plays like a movie to a point where she'd be like, put on Last of Us. I want to see what happens.
Oh, so it pulled her in that much. I've never played Last of Us, but I
good
really
game.
want to.
Very
What's
good
funny
game.
is I'm
very good
actually
story.
trying to do that to Abby right now. I'm trying to get her to watch me play it.
Play what? Last
of Us.
It's a freaking good game.
Okay.
That one and the Gears series. Although the Gears series most recently was not as linear a story in the campaign mode as usual. It's kind of an open world, free roam kind of thing. There's still a ton of story.
So it's
a
less
lot
of a
lore, a
narrative
lot of
all
cool
the way
stuff.
through?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, I was a big fan of that. Here's a little bit of news. We'll move on. Taika Waititi rumored to be scouting locations for a Star Wars movie.
I am solidly in. Solidly.
I'm excited for it. I did not like Thor Ragnarok.
What?
Yeah, I thought they tried to fit too much story into that movie.
No more so than any other Marvel movie, though.
Yeah, but I love World War Hulk or Planet Hulk.
Oh, well, they did do a disservice by trying to squeeze everything into one thing.
Yeah, and I think they tried to put a little too much humor into it for my liking.
As a man who loves What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's
crazy.
a comedy. That's a comedy. I expect that in that
Thor
movie.
is a comedy now. Get with the times.
It kind of is. And, I can't say I didn't like it. It just wasn't my expectation of the movie, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you expect a certain amount of badassery out of Thor, and you get some in that movie. But to me, I was like, oh, man, they're going to just do Planet Hulk like that?
Well, they don't have the rights to Hulk, so they can't. You know what I mean?
Not
Yeah.
a solo movie. You're right.
Yeah.
So they kind of, they half did it.
So you see one arena battle with him and Thor.
I mean, when I saw that arena battle in the trailer, I was like, oh, boy, here we go.
Me too. And I was, to be honest, quite excited for it. But I was like, I don't know to what extent they're going to do this.
But that's par for the course for Marvel. When you look at Civil War, Age of Ultron, all of those.
Yeah.
Hey, if this guy doesn't like Thor Ragnarok and can't understand why I don't like Endgame, come on, bro.
No, man. I certainly don't understand that. And
Get
Thor
out of here.
Ragnarok wasn't a terrible movie. It just wasn't what I expected. And it
That's
did
honestly
lead
how I
into
feel about
Endgame.
Endgame.
Which is funny to me because you love Ant-Man because it's different and outside of the box.
It's different than what I'm used to. Right.
Yeah.
So it seems like it would have fallen into that same category, but I guess not.
Well, here's the different thing, right? Ant-Man is a guy. He's a dude with a suit. Thor is a lightning-wielding, hammer-throwing god who can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Him being in kind of kooky situations is kind of like, huh? and Ant-Man having to deal with situations that he could easily overcome if he had if Thor shows up against the Yellow Jacket, what happens?
Yeah, that's true.
Fried Yellow Jacket.
Okay.
Exactly. And
All right, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that point of view there. Okay.
And it's a different ensemble too, different cast of characters. Let's see. Here's one you're gonna love.
Oh,
You're gonna love.
I'm
this
very
one,
excited.
Cyborg.
Tell me the news.
Jared Leto's Joker joins Zack Snyder's Justice League reshoots.
Holy shit!
I heard that the other
Just
day.
when we thought it couldn't get worse.
Oh boy.
What the? Okay.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And
So he's really just
somebody
leaning
commented and
into-
was like, "It's not going to be the Jared Leto from Suicide Squad." Yeah, okay, all right, sure. What
Is
are
he
you
not
doing?
gonna have damage
Multiverse
tattooed?
Joker? Yeah. Is he
On
not
his
going to
freaking
have
forehead?
the lips
world
tattooed
grill.
on his hands?
I like Jared Leto as an actor,
Okay.
and I love the Joker. That was an abomination and should go away forever.
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. I don't know. Well, I do know some people were like, "Man, I liked it." I was like, "What do you know about the Joker?" Well, nothing. Okay.
He
All
loves
right.
to giggle.
Yeah. That's all you know? Great. Moving on. I'm not going to make Mark any more sad than he already is. You guys should
though.
see him right now. He just looks so sad.
If I didn't want to see any more of Zack Snyder, it's even pushed further now. Damn it.
Sorry, Zach. Sorry. We know you're a big fan of the show. Sorry,
He's not
buddy.
allowed to listen.
Truly.
Can we block him?
Yeah, we'll block him on this episode only. How about this? Jamie Foxx set to star in a vampire thriller for Netflix.
Okay.
I'd watch that.
Yeah. Kind
Now-
of in the vein of Power, like
Yeah.
where they're trying to breach into those different.
I would love for it
categories?
to be kind of dark
Mhm.
instead of like your typical, not like Blade, like even like let's say, okay, how about this? Let's meet in the middle. Let's say like a horror movie
Uh-huh.
like 30 Days of Night
I'm in.
meets Power with Jamie Foxx. Now,
Done deal.
Is Jamie a vampire? Is he a vampire hunter?
Add to
Because
my
those
list.
are two very different movies.
If he's a vampire hunter, I just feel like he wanted to be Blade and didn't get the part.
I think he would do a fantastic job as Blade.
Oh, yeah.
Then again, I don't know if there's anything Jamie Foxx couldn't do. That dude's incredible.
I agree.
The first images of Uncharted showing Tom Holland as the titular character, Nathan Drake.
I saw this and I wondered how you two would react
I've
to
seen
this.
it.
I've never played Uncharted.
I tried to play a piece of Uncharted, and it did that thing where they can hurt me, but I can't shoot a guy in the building. I was done.
You can't
Nope.
shoot a guy? What does that mean?
I'm on a building that's on fire.
Yeah.
Guy's coming at me.
Uh-huh.
I try to shoot him several times. Take no damage. He punches me a couple times. I die. Fuck out of here, bro.
There have been games like that, which
I
one that I
hate it.
wanted to love so much, The Witcher. I wanted to fall in love with that game and do hours and hours and hours of it. First combat, bye.
Yep,
Ooh,
that's
I
what it
remember
was
you
for
saying
me.
you did not like that.
I was so
whatsoever.
upset that I didn't like it too because I went into that game
You're
like,
like, "Let's
I'm
do
going
this!"
to love this. It's a game of the year. It was so huge. It had so many expansions. A rabid following. I didn't like it.
That's how I feel about Uncharted. I tried that.
I've
Can't do it,
been
bro.
there, man. I feel that.
So we're not going to
So
see
I'm like, I'm not
you
hyped
angry
about the
then.
movie.
Yeah.
I could care, really
So-
care less.
Speaking of Taika Waititi and Thor,
Oh,
more specifically Thor: Love and Thunder,
ooh, tell me more.
Chris Hemsworth
Uh-huh.
shared a photo of their first script reading and stuff like that, and them taking notes and giving notes. And I'll just quote what Chris Evans says about this.
Hemsworth,
Chris Hemsworth. What did I say?
Evans.
Evans.
Captain
whoa,
America
Cap's in
was
there?
there.
Hemsworth. He says, terrific first script reading for Thor: Love and Thunder with our ever fearless leader, Taika Waititi. My notes were so detailed and intense that the only way for Taika to fully absorb with him was to roll himself into a tight cocoon and bake in the endless possibilities of where this film will take us. The bloke in the background was equally riveted by my storytelling prowess. And it's basically a picture of two dudes asleep. But it's Taika Waititi is one of them. And honestly, that got me so pumped for this movie
I am so excited.
because I love that Chris Hemsworth is so passionate and so involved in Thor, and him saying, I'll play Thor until they tell me, please stop playing Thor.
At a
Mine
time when
feels that
everybody
way.
else is kind of bowing out, he's sticking around.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm Thor.
No, we're just getting our gears going here. Let's keep doing it.
It just makes me so excited to see him play that character because as a fan of comic books, you want to see the people portraying it care as much about it as you do. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt with David Harbour playing Hellboy. I felt like he cared about Hellboy as much as I cared about Hellboy, and I truly love that movie. And so that's why when I see this out of Chris Hemsworth, I'm like, yes. Bring it to me. Give me more. And then, as we move on through the news, there's a lot of news because we skipped out last week. So if there's a lot to talk about, I'm very sorry. No, I'm not.
Last week with our 2-hour episode.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed that, by the way.
An hour and 49 minutes.
Those of you listening at home, I hope you enjoyed that one as well. I actually had a couple people message me about that episode. Yeah. And they said they really liked it. It was really good, which was cool. I am pretty happy that they did. I hope you two bastards liked it.
Oh, I always love clapping werewolf cheeks.
Oh, Jesus. Somebody did ask me at my normal D&D game. She looks at me and goes, which one is the guy that wanted to clap the cheeks? I go, that's Ryan. She goes, he was funny. I go, well, he got to clap the cheeks. So
Ryan's get some 5-star reviews. I like it.
Love it.
So some wonderful, which is kind of in with this episode, information that you sent our way, Mr. Cyborg Mark.
I did?
Are the Alien crossover covers that came in.
We talked about that last week.
Did we?
Yes, we did.
We got some.
I mean, I'll talk about them again if you want to.
I'd be so... I can't wait. All right, but if we talked about it, I'll skip through.
Check
Go
it
look
out
at it
on the Instagram.
Go look at it. It's in my feed when I'm looking at stuff like that. Blah 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 blah.
All right.
Anyway, we'll move on. Did we talk about Deathstroke? Did we talk about Deathstroke?
No.
Joe Manganiello is returning as Deathstroke.
Okay.
For Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Does that even everything out in my head? I don't know.
The more as I say, as returning in Zack Snyder's reshoots, it's just like watching an emotional roller coaster on Mark's face.
I am so perplexed.
He's so excited for Deathstroke. Then I go, in Zack Snyder's reshoots, and he's like, oh.
Son of a...
Yeah, cool.
I can't... I'm wondering if that evens out the Jared Leto shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, the Jared Leto shit's going to be
that's insurmountable. If he's there and he is playing that same Joker, I don't see it going well. Again, Zach, buddy, big fan of the show, but he's like, well, there's more. Now we got Deathstroke in too. Well, that wasn't it though. We got more than that. Come on,
he's
man.
doing that, and he has 4 hours to fill now.
Yep.
He didn't have 4 hours written out before.
No, he didn't.
He's going to act like he did.
Yep. I did. This was all part of my vision. If you look at my notes, this is dated 10/25. Oh, well, no, but that's because I copied and pasted it. Anyway.
Hey, man, he's reaching.
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings wraps principal photography. I was trying to say it really funny. It didn't work out. But they wrap principal photography in Australia. I'm so excited.
That I'm excited about.
When do we see a trailer, boys?
What's coming up next?
Yeah. When do we see a Black Widow's coming out next.
Oh.
Yeah.
2021.
Possibly.
2021 we see a Shang-Chi.
I'm still waiting for a Doctor Strange trailer.
Oof.
But I don't think we're going to see anything.
Multiverse of Madness.
Else
they just started production, I think.
Oh, they just started? Oh, I thought they were wrapping up.
I don't think they wrapped on that one yet.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I couldn't love anything more. Here we go. Mahershala Ali, who is the gentleman who's been cast to play Blade.
The new Blade.
Allegedly.
Will explore the darker corners of the MCU. Dude, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand with what I said about the Jamie Foxx movie. Mm-hmm. I want to start seeing demons. I want to see Blackheart. I want to see effed up stuff, not cosmic threats.
They are going to do all these characters right. That's the one thing that we can probably guarantee ourselves through all of this. They've seen what's happened before. Yep. They're going to do it right this time.
And they're going to go through and give characters, and I bring him up because we've talked about him before, Blackheart.
Mm-hmm.
They have to do him right.
I want a
He's
tentacle
such
monster.
a good character.
Just a big tangly, just
red eyes.
Yeah.
Tentacle monster. Something that's almost insurmountable. I would even be okay with him being the next big bad.
Oh.
I would dig it. He could be somebody who could even stick around, although Kang's coming in, and Kang's a big deal, too. We can't one-off Kang. So we'll see. But there's a lot of elements here that Marvel's bringing to the table. But
they're
if they are...
weirder, it's branching off to... We got the funny movies. We got the serious movies. We have the family movies, and we have the scary movies. So I like how all this is kind of branching out into its own thing.
Well, let's bring Blade and Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange and Moon Knight and Sony. Maybe you let us borrow Morbius? Or maybe
no, we're getting that crappy Morbius movie.
Maybe you let us borrow Venom?
Speaking of Jared Leto...
Jared looks like he's going to do good with Morbius.
I hope so.
I'm excited. When I saw the trailer, I was excited. I was like, okay, I'm in. Let's watch it.
Okay. So I'll bring my own news to the table.
I love it. Hear it.
Did you hear that Oscar Isaac has been cast as Moon Knight?
He's on my list of things to talk about.
Oh, great.
Yeah. I'm so glad you brought it up.
Breaking news, everybody.
Because you know what? I couldn't be more happy that it's not Keanu Reeves.
He would overshadow the role.
You shut your mouth.
I wanted Daniel Radcliffe.
I wanted him too. That would have been amazing.
But I like
that
Oscar
Harry
Isaac.
Potter nerd.
Okay, so it's going to be Keanu Reeves where every 3 seconds he's ripping the cowl off to talk.
Yeah. It's going to be a Judge Dredd situation.
Yeah, I think Keanu's kind of typecast lately too, with the one Neo, and now he's John Wick, and everything is insurmountable. You want to put him as Punisher with something like that? Sure.
I want to see Keanu as a villain.
Me too.
I would love to see that.
It's too nice of a guy, man. Nobody believe it.
I'd believe it. I mean, if he's that good of an actor, which I think he's kind of typecast, he's great. He's a nice guy. I love him. Do I think he's the best actor out there for the role? No. Do I think the guy who's been cast as Moon Knight is a better actor? Yes.
Keanu Reeves for Galactus. You heard it here first.
There you go. Or as the Silver Surfer.
I would dig that.
I would too. Silver Surfer, that's a big role.
Yeah, it is.
I'd still like to see that.
Maybe he can Bradley Cooper it, and just so you don't see Bradley Cooper, you just hear the voice.
Yeah.
And maybe that way we can distinguish between the
that
character
actually would
and
go
him.
really. What's the name of the movie where he's the alien?
The Day the Earth Stood Still?
The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Never saw that one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Is he a bad guy in that one, or is he kind of a neutral guy in that one?
I haven't made it all the way through that movie, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
That good, huh?
No, I just started to watch it one night when it was late.
All right, well, moving on. Hawkeye on Disney Plus series is reportedly filming in Atlanta at Tyler Perry's studios. I swear, God.
Medea better make it.
If Medea makes he hits a bullseye and she comes out and says, hallelujah. So instantly be my favorite series on Disney Plus. And there was the next one right there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump the gun.
You did not.
One.
Oscar Isaac.
I thought we were wrapping up.
Hold on, show
That's
me. Who
okay.
is Oscar Isaac? I need to see this guy.
He is the gentleman who played Apocalypse. He also was in
Cassian
Star Wars.
Andor,
yeah.
Apocalypse from that horrible X-Men?
Yeah. Let's erase
that's
that
not,
from history.
That's not his fault, I don't think. I don't think that's his fault.
Nope.
I didn't like his take on
It's a Bryan Singer.
He
didn't get to pick any of that.
Yep.
That's a Bryan Singer production.
So I agree. Here's a comic that I posted about that you reacted to, Mr. Ryan.
Did I?
One that I'm so excited to read. I instantly called the comic book store and said, pull this for me, please, right now. Thank you, please. Last Ronin.
Oh, yeah.
A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic.
Oh, I've heard about this.
And the premise is there is one turtle left alive. And he is the last Ronin, and he's carrying the weapons of all his brothers.
And we don't know who it is.
He's not wearing a mask. It was recently revealed who it is.
Okay, don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. But I was when I saw the reasoning and I saw who it was, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be bad effing A.
It's April
Splinter.
O'Neil.
It is not April O'Neil. It is April O'Neil who spoils who it is.
Oh.
Yeah, she's the one who sees this turtle without their mask on, but still has spent enough time around them to go, what are you doing? Bop, bop, bop.
It's Mikey. Stuffing his face full of pizza.
Wow. Unreal. No, it's Donatello. No, it's Rocksteady.
Ooh.
It was Bebop.
Well,
Baxter
you got a 1 in
Stockman.
4. You can guess who you think it is. I'm not going to say it here because I would prefer to read it, even though I've read the spoiler and know who it is, which is what made me really want to read
Is
it.
it Slash the Evil Snapping Turtle?
It is.
I wish it was.
Actually,
that was my favorite toy.
It's Toka. It's Toka from Secret of the
Toka.
Ooze. which is great. Oh, and a little shout out to our good friends at Seven Lamb Productions.
Never heard of them.
We love them. They're so gracious to let us use their studio and be here and record and export and do all the wonderful things that we do with them.
Yeah, that
They're
guy owes you $1.
We love them. He owes me $1 because he bet me that the Adam Sandler movie Rain Over Me was Rain on Me, and I am going to spend my dollar wisely. But if you listen to the newest episode of Cop Doctors, you will recognize 3 out of the 4 voices from Alter Ego in that episode.
Word.
I'm still disappointed I didn't make it.
Ryan did not make it. He has been promised future roles, and if Megan never shows up again, you might have a good shot at being the librarian or the desk clerk.
How well can you shush?
Because she has been...
Oh, that... My nipples got hard. That's weird.
He shushed us to death. Yeah, that was good, man.
Shush
So
the hell
shout
out
out
of
to them. They've got a lot of stuff posting right now. Please go check it out. They had Paralyzed, which is their most popular one, come out. Atlas Avenue Beat. I do play a role in Paralyzed. I am the lead in Atlas Avenue Beat. I am one of the leads in Cop Doctors. They're really good. They're just like listening to a TV show. If you like that kind of stuff, if you just want to have it on as background noise and listen to it, please go check them out. Like them, subscribe them, share them, all that jazz.
Also, be sure to check out Denver Falls, where I play
That's
Allison.
right. Denver Falls is an offshoot of End of All Hope. That one is kind of a prequel series-ish. I haven't been involved in that one because I am a bigger character in End of All Hope. So this is going to focus on other characters, which I really like the premise that Rob is going for. So
I'm happy to fill your shoes as the main character.
Yes, as well you should. And as a matter of fact, after this, you're going to be recording for something. What are you recording for?
I don't think I can say.
Oh, that's right.
That top secret?
It's exciting.
It's a big one. I'm getting up to the A-list stuff here.
We'll announce it when
snap.
it comes out, so we can get Mark on the road to stardom.
Oh, I can't wait.
Can I have your autograph now before you
Do it
get
now.
big?
Here, take this piece of paper.
Expose your chest.
Yes. And he has a ballpoint pen. Take your shirt off.
That's how you did it.
How bad do you want it, Daddy?
Get this tattooed.
Oh, God. Anyway, so back to it, and I have definitely lost my train of thought.
No
We're
Venom.
talking about Venom and
Oh, yeah.
NoVenomber and our first experiences
Oh, yeah.
with the Lethal Protector. And I'll take an overall opinion. And we'll start with me. Well, actually, you gave us your first Venom experience. Why don't we start with you? Yeah. You said when you saw him in Spider-Man 290-something.
Oh, yeah. That was the first time I saw him.
Yeah.
Let's see. So probably the first time I saw him, actually,
Yeah.
was in the Spider-Man animated series.
I was going to say the same
which
thing.
I loved as a kid, man. That song plays in my head anytime I think about it.
Yeah.
He was a fantastic villain in that. And then I started reading the Spider-Man comic books and seeing his first appearance there. And then through, honestly, my favorite run of Spider-Man stuff was the Todd McFarlane stuff.
Yeah.
That early 300s, I loved that entire run. And I actually I just saw this because I'm framing artwork for my new office.
Uh-huh.
I have that cover of Secret Wars with the orange background and Peter Parker in the Venom suit.
Ooh.
I have that signed by the artist.
Oh, man.
Mike Bell, yeah.
That's
I think
pretty
it's Mike
cool.
Bell. And so I got to get a frame for that and get that up in the office because that's one of my favorite comic book covers of all time. Where he's
That's
kind of
amazing.
standing in Battle World and he's like, "What is this?" And the black suit comes on him.
Yeah.
I love that cover.
That is a pretty sick color. That's pretty iconic. My favorite Venom cover is a holographic Lethal Protector issue number 1 that I have.
That's an iconic one. That's one they use for shirts. They use it for all kinds of stuff.
I really, really liked that one. But Todd McFarlane and David Michelin are the ones who are credited with his creation. So Todd McFarlane would make sense. He's the source.
Yeah.
And I think, honestly, the look does it all.
He just like you see it. Like it's one of those things where they designed it for the like comic book rack. When you walk by, you're like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
And I need to buy this to find out more
Who's
about
this guy with the sharp teeth and the big spider on his chest, which recently they've said is something else as to why it looks the way that it looks.
Yeah.
Spider-Man thought that it was a spider, but it's not. It's actually from the dragon Null that he gets the design from, which is, now that comics nowadays are actually, it's not that. It's going to be this story that I'm writing next summer.
The S is for hope.
Yeah. That's what it comes from. Yeah.
I heard a funny story. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard it from a couple of places where
Not true at all.
Nah, probably. But the guy who a fan wrote into Marvel with a drawing of the Venom suit and said, "Oh, you should make Spider-Man in a black suit. That would be really cool." And they wrote him back and said, "We'd like to use this. Here's a check for $220." And he's like, "Here's my signature. You may use it for whatever you like."
Wow. And now
you gotta love the 90s.
Jesus,
that guy's like, "Son
honey,
of a
they
bitch,
sent me $220
for my comic doodles."
Millions
and
later.
now here's where it is.
Yeah.
Now, if he had that letter, a copy of that letter, and that artwork, that'd be worth something.
That's how you made some money.
Yeah, because he'd have that letter saying, "Hey, please sign this. We'd love to use it." And I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll sell this." You could get over $1 million for that.
Oh, yeah.
Or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't really sell and buy and all that kind of stuff, but I think it would be worth it.
There is an audience for it, for
so
sure.
For me, it was Spider-Man the Animated Series, but when it really sunk in was Marvel vs. Capcom when he showed up again. Video games, man. They were that's how they got me. That's how they got me. Showing up and playing as Venom, I was like, damn, this guy looks like a badass. Didn't know if he was a bad guy or a good guy. Didn't really care. Just wanted to play as him, and then that had me looking through comics, and, the rest is history, as they say. But now so I started out collecting comics, and I had more Deadpools than anything. Now Venom is in a commanding lead.
Wow.
Of all of my comics that I have.
And that says a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot. So I'm a big fan of the old Lethal Protector. How about you, Ryan?
Pretty much the same as you guys. Started with the animated series. That was just the beginning, I guess. I mean, like you said, too, same with Capcom. Used to Marvel vs. Capcom. Played the shit out of that.
Yeah.
Wolverine, Venom combo, bro.
Yeah.
Not messing with it.
Yeah, for me, it was Spider-Man, Captain America, and Ryu. That was.
I never got into those games.
It's a lot of fun.
There was a short period of time where I didn't play games.
More of an arcade, just straight up fighter.
Yeah.
Here's one thing that I want to ask, because we know that the symbiotes have jumped on several of our heroes. And I don't want to get too deep into this because we have a lot of stuff planned for the other 3 episodes that we have coming up.
Oh, yeah.
But let's say favorite character that's been taken on by Venom, and it doesn't even have to be something that's been published yet. We could do favorite character that could be taken over by Venom. Let's see where it goes. I mean, so looking at the Venom line that we have at home of Funkos, which, by the way, our Funko.love page does NoVenomber as well. And for every day in the month of November, we post a cool picture of a Venomized Funko Pop. So we talked about that on your Picktober, Mr. Ryan.
Tis the season for NoVenomber.
It tis the season.
Picking up that Venomized store, too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go around the room. Who do we think is the best option as far as Venom goes?
I mean, I'll be an Eddie Brock guy to the day is done.
Is I feel the same way. I was going to say the same thing, bro. Eddie Brock.
I was front loaded with Venom stuff. I haven't read the newer stuff.
Yeah.
So I'll always be Venom is a Spider-Man villain played by Eddie Brock. That's how Venom is embossed into my brain.
Wow.
And I know that's where you and I are fundamentally different when it comes to Venom.
It's all in where he's been introduced, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It makes sense.
But
what
he'll always be probably I would say Spider-Man's greatest villain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I could not agree anymore.
That's who he will always be to me.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's now, at this point, been invited to join the Avengers.
Yeah, he's been in the Guardians.
Been with the Guardians, which was pretty tumultuous. And in my readings of Venom, the symbiote itself, not just the hosts, have gone through so much up and down. You know what I mean? Just ravenous hunger and wanting to be brutal and destroy things. And then,
that's
sorry.
why they're black. They're going through the struggle.
There you go. There you go. That was one thing I was going to say for sure.
Took the words right out of your mouth.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not that I disagree. I just would never have thought that. Okay, let's see. So you both are just going to say Eddie Brock and call it a day. You don't have any other possibilities.
Don't get me wrong.
Jesus.
Okay.
Good Lord Almighty.
The Hulk in a Venom suit would be, with the Venom on him, would be dope.
It's
I haven't
happened.
seen it personally, so don't know
I've
what
seen
that
it.
looks like.
Oh, it looks good.
Oh, I can imagine. But it's just one of those things, like you said, from going into being a kid, man, like Eddie Brock is the guy. Like when Spider-Man 3, when they had Topher Grace, I was like, that scrawny dude, bro, really?
Oh, boy.
How dare you tarnish his
If we
name?
start talking about Venom in movies, we're going to be here all day
So that's the
long.
thing. We're not talking about Venom in movies specifically because our very good friend Mark Hoffmeyer from Movies, Films, and Flicks is going to be back to discuss Venom in movies with us. We're going to do another co-piloted episode. We love Movies, Films, and Flicks, and Mark is awesome to talk to. We did the episode of Fantastic Four 94 with him, which was a lot of fun. So
I feel like the Venom movie episode is going to be very heated. I feel it coming.
I agree.
Because there are some
gonna
very
be a lot
different
of
points of
opinions.
views. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, okay, so pretty much Venomized anything
Yeah.
is a badass. Like,
Yeah.
if you think of any possible hero and you Venomize it, just takes it over the top.
Yeah.
I also am a big fan of Anti-Venom.
Yep, me too.
I read that first arc, and I thought that was really cool. I haven't dug too much deeper into it, but I love the idea, and I love how it was created.
Yeah.
I love the thought process behind that, and I love the Agent Venom stuff with Flash Thompson.
Yeah. Me too.
So,
Me too. I like that. Typically, I think the Venom has the best brought out in him when there's the more insurmountable odds.
yeah.
I think the worse it gets, the better Venom gets.
Mhm.
And I personally love the dynamic between Venom and Carnage.
Oh, yeah.
Specifically. When I think of Venom, the first thing I think of is Carnage.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, man. When I think of a Venomized character, who would I like to see get the symbiote? You know who just came to my mind right now that I think would be pretty amazing? Luke Cage.
Oh, a little Power Man Venom.
A little Power Man Venom.
Ooh.
I think that would be
That would be
quite
cool.
the deadly combo.
I'm trying to think of the most unpredictable one, the one you wouldn't.
Mole Man.
I was gonna say like
Let's get it,
Venomized
Mole Man.
Ant-Man. Like what would be the weirdest combination?
What would be the weirdest combination? Holy smokes.
Probably
Honestly,
Groot.
I'd like to see a Venomized Iron Man.
That's happened.
Mm-hmm.
That has
What
happened.
take would be.
It's very interesting, the aesthetic of it. Yeah, because you're right. Is he taking over the technology or is he taking over
Exactly,
Tony? And if he
or
takes
Tony.
over Tony, what does Tony need the
Yeah.
suit for?
Well, one of the ones that I thought would be really weird would be a Venomized Captain Marvel, but based on your list, apparently that's happened.
Oh, yeah.
So that's crazy to me.
Yeah, and that was a big story arc, too. That was one where Venom had gone rogue,
Mm-hmm.
and he was starting to get that bloodlust back, and Spider-Man and Venom, or Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, team up to get the symbiote away from, I think it's Flash. Actually, I can't remember if it's Flash or Eddie, but whoever the host is, they're going a little out of control. Actually, it might be that guy Lee Price that I was telling you about, the
Okay.
Army Ranger. And they zoom in to stop it, and when Captain Marvel grabs the host, Venom just jumps onto her.
He just goes, and
Yep.
then you're done.
And then it's hard to fight. How do you fight Captain Marvel in the first place? Like, Captain
Oh, my
Marvel's a bad MFer.
Yeah.
And so, like, I wouldn't want to take her without Venom. And then with Venom, it had to take her getting... she stores all the power she has and then runs into a power line with electricity. And that amount of power is what got Venom to jump off.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but I
a hell of a lot.
I wouldn't want to fight a Venomized Captain Marvel.
No.
One person that I didn't see on here that they have made a Venomized pop of that I would actually really like to see is Matt Murdock as Daredevil.
Ooh. That would be cool.
Could you imagine that? He's got the sonar senses, and now all of a sudden, oh, you can see.
Yeah. Oh. Oh.
By the way, let me fix this for you. You can see, buddy.
So, I'm assuming with all the restorative properties that the Venom symbiote has, would that only work while he was with the symbiote, or would that work perpetually after the symbiote left?
No, it doesn't work after the symbiote leaves. As a matter of fact, it's not as fast as, say, Wolverine or Wade Wilson. if you get hit with a symbiote and you get hurt, you still have to deal with the injury.
So I don't remember how this worked out, but when the whole Agent Venom stuff, no, it was Anti-Venom, because Eddie Brock got cancer.
Yes, and he found
symbiote,
God. He found God.
Yes, and the symbiote took over, got rid of the cancer. So when he was separated from the symbiote, did the cancer come back?
So the symbiote makes Eddie feel like he needs him because he has terminal cancer, but Eddie doesn't have cancer. And it's one of those things where
am I misremembering all
the
that?
The symbiote leaves.
Oh.
I read it today. And the symbiote leaves, and then he actually gets cancer. And then there's a doctor who heals him and gets him in remission and all that kind of stuff. And through his treatment, I think, and through the anti-symbiote suppression drugs that he takes, that's what changes his cells. And when Venom tries to jump back on him, that's when anti-venom comes out.
Yeah, it just shoots right out of him, just and takes over.
Yep.
Oh, that was so cool. I remember that.
I think anti-venom is one of the most aesthetically pleasing heroes in all of them.
It's so cool looking.
It's just that the black maw with the yellow eyes and then the white symbiote on the other. I was like, oh my God, that's badass. I love it. But lots to cover. Lots to talk about. Lots
Good thing
to
we got a
plan.
month.
Yeah. So next week, be on the lookout for movies, films, and flicks. Mark Hathmeyer going to be joining us to talk about Venom movies, both Topher Grace and otherwise.
Oh, man.
And, we'll see what else we got in store for you for good old NoVenomber. Thank you for tuning in to the Alter Ego podcast. Unfortunately, I don't have my notes to tell you where you can find us. I really don't. You can find us on Twitter, email, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
I think email is alteregopodcast2@gmail.com. Instagram is alteregopod. No.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
What about the
and
OnlyFans?
Twitter is podcast_ego. Facebook,
Alter Ego Podcast.
Alter Ego Podcast. I'm the best.
You forgot the OnlyFans.
What'd I forget?
The OnlyFans.
OnlyFans at alterego-spreadthemcheeks.org.
They gave him clap.
.edu.
Clap.edu.
Can't believe Megan quit, you know?
Unbelievable.
What a quitter.
Either.
Unprofessional,
I'm committed to a thing, and then all of a sudden, you know what? I'm not going to come
She just hates
anymore.
Venom. I think that's what it is.
She
didn't want to
Venom.
face you.
And she didn't
Yeah.
want to let you know.
She didn't want to tell me, you know what? Next week, guys, let's all sit down, and we'll just, on the podcast, kick her out.
I'll vote her
About
out the
time.
island.
She's done.
She lasted a while.
Yeah, she had a good run, but you know what? All stories have an ending.
Oh, shit. Are you recording?
What?